But if I see no value in the world as I behold it, nothing that I want to keep as mine or search for as a goal. You know, this whole thing about goal setting. You know, it's like when people say to you, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? Like that's some high psychotherapeutic value. What is it that you want? You know, from a Course in Miracles perspective, that's a real neurotic thought. But let's talk about why. My ego mind wants what it thinks will compensate for lack in the past. Why do I want this? Because I didn't get enough of it as a child. Why do I want this? Because I didn't get that kind of behavior from my last relationship. Why do I want this? Because I believe that it has not been given me. Now let's look at that real carefully. That means my core belief is that I lack. I am identifying with the self that didn't get enough. So if my self-identity is that I didn't get enough, no matter what I get, it won't be enough. Because my core belief is that I don't have enough. So my real need from a Course perspective is not to get that which I feel will compensate for the fact that I didn't get enough. What I really need is to know that I don't need anything more. Which is why sometimes when you start doing the Course in Miracles, instead of getting all these wonderful things you think you're going to get, because this is probably about manifestation, it's often that things seem to be taken away. And the Course in Miracles calls that phase where you are forced to see their lack of value. It's called the period of relinquishment. And things seem to be taken away. And sometimes that experience is what's necessary for us to know I'm the same person when I had it and when I didn't have it. That what I got from other people or what I got from the situation was something that my ego thought I needed in order for my life to have value. And sometimes it's when it's been taken away, when you realize I'm valuable whether I have that or not, which then puts you in a point to attract anything, people, situations that would be valuable. Why? Because you're not grasping, you're not attaching, so then they're free to come to you. Whether it's success, people, money, anything else. When you are just a space for, I want to be in natural harmony. I want to be in natural harmony with the universe. I want to be in natural harmony. I want to have the money that's right. I want to have the success that's right. I want to have the job that's right. I want to have the person that's right. I want to have the relationships that are right. Just in the same way that planets revolve around the sun. I want the natural order of things to flow through me. I cannot possibly know what that looks like. I cannot possibly design that. We use the image of the iron shavings. I can put my fingers in there and know how to create beautiful patterns. That's why the goal, that's why the Course in Miracles says here, nothing that I want to keep as mine. Nothing is mine. The spiritual you doesn't know from ownership. Nothing that you want to keep is yours. The whole universe is yours. The sky is yours. The sun is yours. The whole thing is ours, and nothing is ours to own on a spiritual level. Nothing that I want to keep as mine or search for as a goal. Search for as a goal. My goal, that's why the goal in the Course, and we are to set goals. It's called some version of may God's will be done. My goal today is that I be the person God would have me be. Because if I'm the person God would have me be, I will have the relationships that are peaceful. I will have relationships that are harmonious. And I will naturally collaborate with other people. I will be a space where other people are more likely to show up in their positive because I'm in my positive. If I'm showing up in my negative, I will attract the negative in others. If I show up in my positive, I'll attract more positive in others. And then we can co-create together. And at the end of the day, that was fun. Not because of what I did, but because of who I was. And out of that place of who I was, I will have second sight. You know, I was reading an article once that really blew my mind about age. And it was a meeting of all these brain scientists, like major domo brain scientists from all over the world, I guess. I don't know, maybe North America. And they were talking about memory loss as people get older. And somebody had posited this theory that some memory loss was not actually devolutionary but evolutionary. That it really wasn't about a dysfunction in the brain, but that some of it had to do with the fact that the brain was evolving to a place where it really didn't need to know any more details. It had been through enough that it got to pattern recognition. And that's what mastery is. You know, that you're the person at the table. Other people would say, we've heard 2 sentences, but you've been through so much, you don't need to hear any more than 2 sentences. You can read it, you get it, you know it, because you know the pattern. But what was interesting to me about this article was that people said, oh, this is fascinating, the idea that some memory loss is, that really it's only about the fact that you evolved to this place where you recognize patterns, and that recognition of the pattern is actually the strength. The fact that the brain isn't as interested in details is not that it's weaker, it's that it's stronger, it's reading larger patterns. Somebody said, this is amazing, this theory of ours is amazing, we should give a name to this. And then the article described it, that there was quiet in the room for a few seconds because everybody got it at the same time. And someone said, wisdom. Wisdom. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is, there can be people who have all the fancy degrees and all the fancy knowledge, and they're the experts. They know about this and they know about that. We have a real myth of the experts in our society. Who are the experts? But wisdom is something else. You listen to the experts. You want to learn what there is to learn about a situation. But, it's like my father used to say when we used to come home from school. Kids, did they try to tell you any facts today? Don't be kidding. When they try to tell you facts, don't be facts. Because facts become this like illusion, but that's the fact. People always presenting us facts. It's also complicated. This barrage of information we have. Everybody's throwing facts at us. All this information at us. This is not making us visionary. It is making us blind. Because it's what's behind the sea of facts. What's the big principle to be discerned here? That's why we have this society of distraction, because we're all talking about the little piece of it. Like that thing you see in magazines sometimes about somebody, one person sees this part of the elephant and another part sees that part of the elephant. But you have to stand back to see it's an elephant. And so we have this barrage of facts, but a wisdom culture in which we'll know how to make sense of the facts. And that will not come from only standing in the realm of the facts and only identifying with the realm of the facts. Second sight and wisdom has to do with standing in a realm that lies beyond the facts. It's not that your IQ gets lower. It doesn't make you blind, it makes you visionary. It doesn't make you stupid, it makes you smarter, because it makes you more astute. Makes you far more perspicacious, although my daughter said I should stop using that word, about people. You have greater understanding of where people are coming from. It's not something you can necessarily learn in school, but it is something that the opening of the inner eye gives us. Then the world departs from me, for I have not sought for illusions to replace the truth. So the world departing from us doesn't mean it's not a beautiful place to be. It doesn't mean that the world doesn't matter. It's really quite the opposite. It's that the world matters so much. But if I over-identify with the world, I cannot help transform the world. Counterintuitive. But that's why we meditate. That's why we pray. That's why when you meditate in the morning and you withdraw from the world, like we say here all the time, we close the outer eye in order to open the inner eye. You close your eye to the physical light in order to dwell in the non-physical light. And then something changes in us. You start seeing images and you honor them. So many times people see amazing psychological images and just ignore them because we weren't trained to really listen to ourselves. Your subconscious is this treasure trove this treasure trove of riches and information. You'll find that when you meditate in the morning, you get feelings about things. You get illumination. You get insight. You get intuitive ability. And then you go out into the world, and you're playing a whole different game than other people are playing, because you are now dwelling in a different ground. And I can't tell you how many people that I've met who have been really like successful in the world, who then have said, oh, I've been doing transcendental meditation for years, or whatever the form of meditation. Because when we spend however much time withdrawing from our attachment to the mortal plane, whether it's through the workbook of the Course in Miracles or any other form of serious meditation, going into that place that is our home, because this world is not our home. The Course says everybody feels we have this like little guilty secret. I don't think I belong here. I think I'm an alien here. And the Course says we all feel that because we are. This world is not our home. So this exercise says, my home awaits me, I will hasten there. Father, my home awaits my glad return. Your arms are open. That means I can just relax. That's what we really want in life, and we look for that in other people. But we attract it more in other people when we know how to have the experience with God. Just relax.